What's up, everybody? This is podcast Gameoverse, episode 144 for Saturday, May 27, 2023. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always, my dude Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? We got a fun show coming up right now. A lot happened. PlayStation had their Sony had their PlayStation showcase a couple days ago, so we got a lot to talk about there. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, man. First, let's start where we always start. Tell the people what you've been playing.
Played a couple indie games.
Yes, I was there.
What was that?
I was there for them.
Oh yeah, you were there. Yeah.
You can check out on Gameoverse.com/YouTube.
Yeah. Well, not yet. They're not up yet. Actually, so Proto Droid Delta.
Yeah.
Thing about Proto Droid Delta is there was a big issue with it regarding the lack of options menus.
Yes, the issue being that there are no option menus at all.
There's no option menu in the game.
You boot the game up and it's just start game, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to change, which could be fine if the game didn't just default to like maxing out everything. So you're playing this $20 indie game at like 400 FPS at 4K.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem: is they didn't put out a day one patch. They put out a day two patch that added an options menu.
There we go. So our video talking about is immediately obsolete. Of course it is. Of course it is.
And I purposely waited. I purposely waited for a day one patch. And I was like, no, they're gonna put out a day one patch for this because no, day two patch, which is better than nothing, I guess. So,
but still, it's like,
yeah,
you review the game people are gonna experience day one, and it's immediately obsolete.
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of want to redo the whole thing, to be honest. But
we did a video talking about the game where Wasabi was just playing it over us talking.
Yeah.
And it looked. So the first level, we were kind of brutal on it. I'm not gonna lie. We were a little.
Yeah.
We were tough on it, but I think everything we said was fair though, like based on what we were playing.
Yeah.
And as just a little goof, you're like, well, let's try this other level because I want to see what this level is like. And it was like a night and day difference. Like that game was like you were having fun, I was having fun watching you play that second level. I was like, wow, this game actually like looks really good. Those of you who don't know, Proto Droid Delta is a 3D action game that is very reminiscent of like Mega Man X. And it's got all the hallmarks of a Mega Man X game. It's got jumping and shooting, it's got dashing, it's got charge shot. It's got all that stuff that you expect, but it's in a 3D game.
Yeah.
And it does it pretty well, I think. Like, from the level I was watching you play, you seemed to be having fun. It looked like it was fun.
Yeah. It's definitely a fun game.
Yeah. And for $20, it's kind of hard to, like, pass it up. I mean.
Yeah. And that was the thing. Some of the earlier stages were just really easy.
Yeah.
And so when I loaded into that last stage and the difficulty ramped up a lot, I was like, yeah, this is kind of where this needs to be. This is kind of the zone for this, I think. So I did play a little bit more of it and kind of got more insight onto it just a little bit. So yeah, I think I do just want to like do another one now that they've fixed. He also put out a bunch of other little small fixes. There was like this smooth frame rate option that he put in that I think might make things a little smoother too.
Okay.
Like also like VSync options. He put that in, resolution options. I think key binding is still coming, but yeah, at least the display stuff is definitely fixed now. So Yeah. So that
That's
that was the big
awesome.
one.
That's awesome. It's a fun game when you're watching it. I'm down to re-record the video. Yeah. It's not going to be the same like my first reaction to it,
Yeah.
but it would be cool to record a video with like some more insight, just to talk about it. I think in a more fair way.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, the voice acting's pretty good for like a game on a budget like this. The voice acting's pretty good. The level you're playing, the dude was the villain of that level, I guess, the robot master, for lack of a better term,
Yeah. They're
was this
called
like,
Vipers.
yeah, he was like the Spanish guy. Well, not even Spanish. It was like that was definitely a Mexican accent. That wasn't a Spanish accent. But it was cool, like hearing him talk. Like, he just chews up the scenery, dude. He's just there. He's got this accent. He's mixed some Spanish in there with his monologue. It was just really cool, just hearing him talk, like stuff like that. And growing up like Hispanic, you see stuff like that, that kind of representation. It gets like it perks my ear up, but seeing it like done very well, like that was a very authentic accent. The way he mixes Spanish and English together was very authentic. I was impressed with the quality of the voice acting there for that.
Yeah.
It would have been super easy just to have no voice acting at all, just have it do dialogue. I wouldn't blame him for that if that's what he did. But no, he did the extra mile, got some really good actors, and we got a good performance out of the stuff I was seeing, and I liked it. My only complaint about the game with that is the level itself doesn't really represent the cultural aesthetic that the boss has, which is kind of a bummer to me. I kind of wish that like the level itself had more of
Yeah.
a Mexican influence on it. Like the level design's fine, but I would love to see like some more cultural stuff there outside of like the boss and the soundtrack.
The way they describe the world, they use the word solar punk, which is something I've never heard before until this game.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. Solar punk. I guess if you think of that word and you look at the level designs and you're like, okay, I can see this looks like what I would imagine solar punk would look
I
without.
could see that too, yeah. Like I don't rush it on it too hard. Like I could see that too. I would love to see the cultural stuff too, because
Yeah.
kind of not fair to compare this game had a much bigger budget, but like Cyberpunk, that's a Cyberpunk game, a Cyberpunk world, but you know what territory you're in when you walk through it. You know what I mean? Like each gang, each group has a different cultural influence.
Yeah.
Um, the Valentinos definitely look like old school, like East LA, like Hispanic gangs. And that's reflected in like their design. The guys they wear fucking like they wear bandanas and they wear like flannels, and their chrome is all like gold with with like Virgin Mary stuff on it, a lot of religious iconography on it, a lot of very prominently like Mexican Catholic iconography on it, like stuff, but it's still cyberpunk. So like again, it's not fair to compare it. That game had a much bigger budget than this one, but I would love to see some of that kind of creativity here with the cultural stuff. And I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I would love to see the cultural influence affect the level just as much as it affects like the soundtrack and the bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it was made by one person, right? So I'm gonna give him a pass.
Yeah.
I don't want to shit on it too hard. It's one more game than I've ever made. So, but no, it's a fun game. I don't want like my gripes to like dissuade people from playing. It is a fun game. Like watching you play through it. I was having fun watching you play through it when you play through that level.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably
And
load it up on stream. Well, we'll do another video on it, and then I'm definitely gonna finish that game. It's really fun.
yeah,
Not too much to it. Doesn't seem too terribly long.
yeah. For
So
$20, it's like I saw a video of somebody like beating the game. It's like a full playthrough is already up on YouTube, and it's like they beat it like 4 hours, so it's not that long a game. $20
yeah,
for 4 hours of playtime, like that. That's fair.
yeah,
And you also played, and at your recommendation, I downloaded and played Pareya.
yes.
That game is
Perea.
Perea. That game is fucking cool. That game is really fucking cool. It's it's a WarioWare style game. So, but what's the gimmick here is that okay, so the story is that you're this little girl playing with marbles, and she's playing with these marbles like they're toys. So she has other games she plays with them. So as you play through the game, you cycle through these micro games. Like this one that's on screen is like the seahorse one. That's fun. Or this penguin one where you're jumping, catching marbles. They get more complicated. There's one that's like a spaceship shooter. When you shoot down rocks, they drop marbles. The goal in every one of these is to collect these marbles. And you cycle through. Each stage is like 10 seconds long. I want to say you cycle through like 10 stages.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you cycle through all the marbles you collected through a pachinko machine. And that pachinko machine unlocks things like soundtracks. It unlocks assets for the games you're playing. So you can change like this. You could change like the type of paper airplane you play for one game, or what the penguin looks like in that penguin game, or what the car looks like in that car game. And everything feeds into each other. You play through these games to collect marbles, use those marbles to unlock more shit. You can even unlock games with the marbles too. I unlocked a game with it. And what keeps it interesting is that the more you play through the games, if you succeed through enough of them without like losing, they ramp up in difficulty and they get faster, they get harder, but they offer more marbles. And if you maintain that streak, you can keep playing through these difficult games. But if you fuck up too much, it drops difficulty down. It's really neat. It's super addicting. It's really
Yeah.
addicting. It's so addicting. I played it for quite a bit because we were streaming it for. We were playing super late when we were streaming it, and we ended up calling it quits at like 2 o'clock in the morning for me. So I was like, I gotta get up in the morning because I gotta take care of the baby. So I went to bed. I was like, I'm gonna download the games. It's on mobile too. It's only $4 on mobile, so I downloaded it. I was like, I'll play it for a little bit. I played it for like another hour. It's super addicting, dude. It's a perfect mobile game. I'll argue it's a perfect mobile game, but you can really play this like anywhere. And what I like about it is the objective at the core of the game is the same. It's collect marbles, and it uses two buttons, a left and right button. Now they do different things. Some of them will move you left and right. That's the most common one. But there's one that like with the penguin one, the right one makes you jump. Your character's moving forward. The right one makes you jump. The left one makes you step back. So that's fun. Like it's so neat just how simple the game is. But because the core of these micro games is so creative, it's just collect these marbles. It's really fun to get into. Like
Do you
Jesus
know?
Christ.
Do you know if all the games unlock in the same order? Like the first one I unlocked was the spider game, I think.
No, I did not unlock that. I
Okay.
unlocked a sword game.
A sword game.
So, yeah, so you play as this heart, and it's got a sword that you control. So when you move left and right, you swing the sword to the left and right around it in a circle, right? And there's arrows being shot at you, so you have to use the sword to cut the arrows away. But the marbles are being shot at you too, so you need to move the sword out of the way to let the marble in. It's a game I didn't see you play, so I was like, maybe it never came up in the shuffle. But it sounds like you never unlocked it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I did, and I'm like, so
Okay.
that's cool that it is random. Like, I'm playing a game you haven't played yet.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like, this game is fucking dope, dude. Like, I'm having fun with it. I'm having so much fun with it. Have you gotten the multiplier up for the pachinko game?
There's a multiplier.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but when you run it through when you collect enough of them into that little section that you have to collect it to, it rolls some numbers, right? So
Oh,
like a roulette.
yeah.
And how high have you gotten that up to?
I didn't know. I thought doesn't it? I have no idea. Like 3.
See, that's what I was getting, and I thought like, okay, maybe this is 3's the highest because that determines how many like unlockables you get from
Yeah.
that. I got it to 7 just by random, and what it did, it was 6, 6, and it was rolling, and it landed on 6. I was about to flip to 7, and it got stuck. And the game was like bonus round, and it dropped me into this like cutscene.
I've
It
not
dropped me
seen
into this
that.
cutscene of 2 dinosaurs.
What?
I didn't play this. I thought it was something I was gonna play, but I guess it was like a random cutscene, like a bowling alley when you get a strike, like the animation. It was like that, and it shows like a T-Rex, and he's got a bat, and it says like 7 on his head, and it's got like another T-Rex, and he's got a baseball, and it says 6, and they look at each other, and it's like an animated cutscene, like there's some work in it, and the fucking T-Rex like throws the baseball, and it zooms into the baseball, and it zooms out, and it fucking circles the globe back around, and it zooms in to the hitter, and he fucking sees it, he cracks it, and there's a flash, and I'm like, no, it goes and he's about to hit it, he doesn't crack it, and there's a flash, and I'm like, okay, what happened? And then I hear the crack, and the flash fades, and he fucking hits a home run. And it's like 7, and then it gave me 7 power-ups. It just started unlocking shit for me. It was so crazy.
What the hell? That's
it was fucking nuts, dude. That's why I played so long yesterday. That happened the first like 30 minutes I was playing. And I was like,
yeah, I have not seen that.
I gotta keep playing now.
Yeah, this game, it's great. Like, it's the best
It's so
$3
great.
I've ever
It's
spent.
so great, dude. Yeah, dude. It was the best $4 I ever spent. Like this was so cool.
It's on Steam. It's on iOS and Android. It's called Pureya, Pureya, and it just randomly showed up in like my Steam. I was just scrolling through Steam, through all this bullshit, and I saw this game like $3, and it shows you, if you hover over it, it shows you like the ratings it has. It's like overwhelmingly positive. I was like, what the fuck is this $3 overwhelmingly positive game? And it was this, and it's a jam, dude. It's a jam.
Yeah,
so.
It's a jam and a gem, man. Everybody, like, go play this game. It is fucking cool. I like it a lot. I'm having so much fun with it. It's a treat, dude. It's a real treat. There's some work in here. Like, the sprite work is really solid. It looks simple here, but that fucking animation I went through, there's some detail there. There's some work in there. I was really impressed with it. And the opening cutscene too, where she's playing with the marbles, is like really cool too. Like, it's a very charming game, and I love it for that. It's very fun. It's very charming. It's very simple. It's a cool little gem that you should play through. I like it a lot. I love this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, go play it. If you're watching this podcast, go play it. If you take anything away from the show, fucking buy Pureya. It's great. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, if I'm just being racist, but that's what Google says. That's what we're saying. Pureya.
Yeah,
Pureya.
I looked that up. I looked it up. It was like CD Pureya.
Yeah.
And I was like, that can't be how you say that, but
I didn't know how to spell it, so I was on the App Store when we were first looking it up, and I typed in Pureya, like Puraya, and it started bringing me like Hindu prayer books. So I don't know if that's like a thing in Hindi if you change the letter, but yeah, it's a fun game. It's a neat game. It's a lot of fun. Just go play it. Just go play it. That's it. Go. But after the show, though. Or download it now. Like if you're watching the show on your computer, like just download it on your phone. Or if you have iOS, you could do like picture-in-picture video now. So, watch the video. Don't interrupt it. Go to the App Store.
Yeah, it's not a free-to-play game too. It's like you buy it, and
but it's worth it.
Yeah, you buy it and it's worth it. No ads in it. No ads.
Yep, no ads. $4. Okay. It's just you pay $4, you get a good ass game for it.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's a good ass game. It gets a good ass game seal of approval. We need a stamp for like good ass games. Just nothing wrong, no notes, good ass game. Just
like Angry Joe.
Easy recommend.
Angry Joe has the badass seal of approval.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is different. This is like a game that's like a good S game is like a game that's easy to recommend. Like it might not be like the best game ever or like this like multi like layered experience, but it's like it's an easy recommend. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like there's nothing egregious about it that people would hate. It's just, easy to recommend game. I like it. So moving on, I played a couple other games too. I played Mass Effect 3 for a couple hours yesterday, just because I was hankering for some Mass Effect. Still fun. The combat's still great. I was playing my Sentinel build, so I was just power comboing people, and that was fun. It's been a couple years since I played Mass Effect again, so I never finished up like this like Renegade playthrough, so I might do that
Yeah.
in between bouts of another game I've been playing a fuck ton of, Tears of the Kingdom. That game is still incredible, dude. I've been exploring the depths a lot through my game, and the stuff I'm discovering is insane. Some of the shit I've been finding.
Yeah.
I'm having so much fun with this game. We talked about it a lot last week, so I don't think there's anything new I can say about it, but it's a good fucking game, dude. That game is just pure, unadulterated exploration. If you play through the game and you feel upset that like TikTok or social media might have spoiled a lot of the cool parts of the game for you, run through the depths. Like that's what I recommend. Like invest a lot of your time exploring the depths. I feel like social media hasn't like completely blown the lid off that yet, so there's still cool shit to discover, secrets to be found, and experiences to be had in the depths.
I feel like the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom is a lot more handholdy than the beginning of Breath of the Wild was.
I think so too. And I
Yeah.
think it's because like the new powers, there's nothing like these powers I've seen in a Zelda game before or really any game before. So I think that's why it's a bit more handholdy. It's like, hey, these mechanics are a bit weirder, more experimental, more complicated. So we're gonna give you more insight on how to use them.
Yeah.
And
But even like aside from the powers, even just like because once they finally let you kind of just go wherever, once they once they let you do that, you still don't even have the like you don't even have the paraglider yet
yeah,
or like the camera. Like you still have to
yeah,
do the like I don't know, you still have to like follow the dot almost like to the main quest. Like
yeah.
if you don't do that, because what I did in my game was like as soon as I hit the ground, I was like, oh yeah, we're fucking out here. But then I was like, I don't have the
Paraglider,
I can't
yeah.
unlock the towers. I couldn't really do anything. I was like, where are the towers? I was like, oh, there's one,
Yeah, it
and
still
then
forces you down the main.
yeah, yeah,
But once you get that first tower though, that's what the game like really opens up.
yeah,
It's like, hey, there's a mission here to explore the depths. Here's some towers. Here's some like I don't know what you call them, constellations, I guess, like in the ground, like those markings.
yeah.
And there's just so much shit to explore, man. I'm fuck. Have you done a dungeon yet?
Not yet. Not
Like
yet.
that first
I'm outside the retail stuff. Like I
that
ran
was
into
that's
the
the first one
kid.
I did.
Yeah.
That's the first one I did.
I
It's
think that's
dope.
the first one you're supposed to do. I fucked up because I'm like, and that's the other thing. I felt like I was guided towards that shit, even though like they kept mentioning, "Oh yeah, go to the retails. You should go to the retails." And I was like, "No, I'm gonna go to the Gerudo stuff." Because I talked to that, the one shopkeeper woman that's in the first village.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she talks about like her like Gerudo. She, like, yeah, I had to leave and I hadn't been there since. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna check that place out first. And then I know somehow I fucking just doing whatever, just wandering around. I like stumbled into Impa at some point, and then
Oh
she
yeah,
tells you
Sam.
about all the. I was like, it felt natural, but I don't think it was. I think it was like sort of like they just sort of just guided me there without me even knowing it, which is fine, I guess.
Which
But
is
I just
great. Yeah, I'd rather do that than like the game like point me in that than the game like put a
but
pin on my map.
it feels like you're supposed to do it though. So now I feel like upset that now I'm doing this Rito shit, and what I really wanted to do was like the Gerudo shit.
It was a toss up for me. I was like between the Rito and Gerudo, and I ended up going to the Rito first. I can't remember why. I think they told me something that was like interesting to me.
Yeah,
And then you go check it out. Also, the Rito are like cool. Like
they're cool.
I think
They're
the Rito
cool.
have the coolest design in this game. Like this game, I was talking to a buddy of mine. The races in this game have such a big glow up from the other games, dude. It's insane. Like I will argue every race looks their best in the Wild series of Zelda games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Rito look great. The Zora look cool, although I kind of like the scaly, like translucent white fish people look from Ocarina of Time. I think they look really cool here. Because they all like look like different types of fish. You know, there's not like a uniform look to them. Same with the Rito. Like, no, there's Rito that look like owls. There's Rito that look like canaries or birds of prey or parrots. Like, I think that's really cool. Yeah, the race has got a lot of work. The Goron are pretty much the same, but that design's perfect. Like, I mean, I'll argue like the Goron design nailed it the first try. So,
Yeah, the Gorons are Gorons.
yeah, Goron's gonna go on, but yeah, that's a bummer. Hearing that the game kind of like not railroaded you, just kind of like
It did.
lightly
I
guided
feel like
you.
it does it in a way that you don't feel it, which
Yeah.
is good because you don't want to feel like you're being forced down this path that you don't really have control of. But I like the whole time I was like, oh shit, Impa's here, and oh she's telling me about this shit, and oh here's a cutscene because I found the tier or whatever the fuck. But
Yeah, that's what I did too.
uh looking back on it, it just feels like that's what because that's what they're telling you the whole time. It's like, oh, you can do this, but the Ritos, you should probably do that first. And then being like, no, I'm gonna do the Gerudos, and then stumbling into the Rito anyway was just like, oh fuck, guess I'm just gonna do
Well,
this
maybe
now.
it's also like you, because like the Rito are on a different like part of the map from the Gerudo.
They are,
so.
but I didn't know. I didn't even know that's what. I was just wandering around without any goal. So once I ran into,
Okay, so that's what you did wrong. When you're in the first village, because they kind of tell you like, hey, if you want to know more about the map, head to this our base underground. Have you gotten to that yet? Like that underground base in the
I went to the underground base. It was not like
there's a
they
dude
mark.
there.
It's not
Yeah, they
like
don't mark it. Yeah, the dude just tells you like, hey, this is like Rito territory. Here's Gerudo territory. Here's Zora territory. And
oh
he's like, yeah, the
yeah,
guy
because
like tells you like
they
sections of the map.
they
Like
put
here's what
icons
each one
they
is.
put icons there, but they didn't say what was what. So I wasn't really going towards any icons. I was just doing what I did in Breath of the Wild, which is unlocking all the towers. Like it's pretty much what I like do, and like mostly like even like a Far Cry. The first thing I do is kind of just try to reveal the map, and then try to do stuff from there. So like that's what I was doing, and then I just ran into the Impa, and then she was like, "Oh, you go over here," and then I found the guy that holds the signs up, and then so I just got my horse and I like attached a thing to him, like a little towing thing to my horse, and I started doing that.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so I just started doing like that guy, and then just following the path, I just stumbled into like the towers and then Rito Village, and then I was like, oh, here we are. I just guess I'm just doing this. So
I would always build these like crazy contraptions to hold the sign up,
yeah,
but I didn't even think to like just hitch it to your horse.
yeah. So, but the game's dope.
It is though. It is fun. Definitely, it's like it's worth the $70. Like,
Yeah, it's the only game this year that's worth $70.
Resident Evil 4 remake was really good.
Was that
for me, at
70?
least. It was 70, yeah,
Oh damn. Okay.
and I felt it was good.
Okay.
But it depends on what you look for, though. Like Resident Evil 4 remake, like super polished, it's really tight. No issues with it. I think it was worth $70 on launch. And same with Tears of the Kingdom, like a super tight, very polished. Surprisingly, with all these mechanics that work off of each other, there's like I haven't experienced anything like super crazy, like
Yeah.
glitch wise.
Yeah.
It's a dope ass game. Go play it. That's gets another one that gets easy recommend. Well, not so much. If you like the older style Zelda games, you're not gonna like this one. If you didn't like Breath of the Wild, you're not gonna like this one. Like let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
Cough cough clay cough cough. Um yeah, that's what we've been playing. Let's get into the PlayStation Showcase. We got a ton of games to talk about.
Yeah.
Fair Games or Fair Game dollar sign by Haven Studios. It's like a PvP. It looks like heist game. You're stealing from the elite, the 1%.
Yeah. Man,
I
it
can
was
get
a
behind.
bummer. It was a bummer when another party came out. I was like, "Oh, cool! We get like a new heist game," because there's really none of those aside from
Yeah,
like
and then another
Payday.
party comes out, and
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this is
yeah,
it's a PvP game. And there's
yeah.
another party. What made it interesting is there's a third party that came out, and I was like, okay, so it's a PvP game. That might be interesting,
No,
but
not to me.
not as cool as it was like a single player experience.
Yeah, or not just single player, just a party, just one party, like you
That's what I
and
mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, like a
yeah,
PvE game, like a players versus whatever the goal is. Like
yeah.
that
Because
sounds more
you
fun
got
to me.
Payday and you got GTA 5 heists, which is still like the highlight to me, or like the climax of
Yeah.
heist games is like GTA 5. Uh, so I just wanted something like that again, but then this other party comes out, and you're like, oh no,
They're
not
doing
one
some
of these.
crazy shit though. Like one of them had like this gun that like grabbed a piece of glass and used like a shield, like a big piece of glass. So I was like, okay, so maybe there's like some cool mechanics here that might make it interesting. But I was less excited for it when the first party came up, and when the third party came up, I was like, okay, this might be interesting, but we'll see. There's no gameplay yet. It was strictly just like a cinematic trailer, so
Yeah.
we'll see if some gameplay comes out for it. There's not even a release date for it yet, so
The studio. This is from Haven, which is I think Jade Raymond's studio. This is So Jade Raymond, she was the Assassin's Creed lady till I think I don't know until like Unity, I guess. I don't
I guess
remember.
she helped with like Watchdog too. Okay, that's cool. I never heard of her before.
Have you not heard of Jade Raymond? She's like one of
I've said it.
four women
Yeah,
in
she's like
video games.
yeah, she was like a producer for Sims Online, Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and Bloodlines, Blacklist.
She was at Stadia for a while until that
Yeah.
ship sank, and then
Okay, this
yeah,
looks interesting. Interesting. Then we got Helldivers 2,
yes,
which looked fucking dope.
yes.
It's Helldivers, but it's like an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter. And I'm like, yeah, dude, let's do it. Fucking bring it on. I'm into this. I like the first Helldivers a lot, and this is just an improvement on that. So fucking
Yeah,
bring it on, dude. I'm excited as fuck for this.
this looks so good, man.
It does, dude. It does, dude. I can't wait.
What a good idea to make it third person too.
Yeah.
It looks just so much more visceral and intense than the like the top down twin stick shit that they were doing before.
Yeah. But in the top-down twin stick shit was good. Like when
That
you get
was
past
fine.
it,
Yeah,
it's a great like multiplayer game.
yeah. And then just the big thing about this I guess series is the team killing, the
Yeah.
fucking like you drop a thing down and it just lands on your buddy and it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
man, fucking get out the way.
Yeah.
Like
And this is all there. And like you see like stuff with the I don't know if that dude was using a minigun, but you have like a buddy there to like help you feed bullets to it. Like
yeah,
and that's more visceral too, because now he takes up some of the screen real estate because it's an over the shoulder third person shooter. So to have your buddy on that shoulder loading up your gun now takes up some real estate on the screen, limits what you can see. And that might help too, because like if your buddy can still look around, there might be an added mechanic where like they can look and like, oh, behind us, there's a guy behind us, so you have to turn the gun around, and
Yeah.
that like I'm already like imagining like how this game is gonna play out, and I'm excited for the stuff I'm
It's
imagining.
like
Like
it's the Earth Defense Force that I've been waiting for.
there
Like
you go.
that we didn't get from Exo Primal, we're gonna get here.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait, dude. Um, that's gonna release sometime this year on PS5 and PC, so you know I'm getting it on PC. I cannot wait, dude. It's gonna blow the roof
Yeah.
off of like everything that comes out. I'm excited. Um, Immortals of Avium from Ascended Studios to EA published game. It was revealed it's releasing July 20th. I had seen like a preview of this game like maybe a month or two ago. We got some more gameplay here. And it looks cool. It's like a magic-based first-person shooter.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, well, what's this do differently from like other shooters? Like it's the same game, just you're using a gun or using magic instead of a gun. But there's some like cool mechanics here. Like there's some melee mechanics. Like I've seen the dude shoot some people up, and then he got up to them and casted like some wave that like attacked the guys in front of him. And there's like some powered punch thing he was doing, and there's like a whiplash to pull guys into him. So okay, so there it's not just like long range skills. Like there's some area of effect attacks, some close range attacks, some like attacks that pull guys towards you, attacks that like close the gap by putting like pushing you towards people. So it looks like there's a wide enough range of skills here to keep it interesting without it just being like another FPS, but with magic instead of guns. So I mean, we'll see when it comes out, like what the game actually plays like, but I'm kind of into what I'm seeing here, man.
Yeah. It's like Hexen, but like way amped up. It's like Hexen meets Destiny almost.
Yeah. Or like Hexen meets Doom Immortal almost, or Doom Eternal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
we'll see when it comes out.
I'm not seeing a lot of I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot of like Doom Eternal had just that it had that system where you're just meant to just switch between things, or switch, or I'm using this, or I'm using the hook, or I'm using the shotgun, or I'm using the flamethrower, I'm using this. Well, I'm not seeing a lot
Yeah.
of that here.
I'm
Like
seeing him switch up a lot of skills. I don't know if he's doing it because he has to or because he just wants to show off what the
the
skills
purpose
do,
of
but
the trailer, yeah.
yeah. So we'll see. But I'm seeing some cool shit. There's like a javelin he was throwing. There's this like these like blue bolts that were like automatic. He was lobbing like this green grenade that would like stick to people. So there's different stuff here. So I want to see what like these skills do and how they affect gameplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested. Ghost Runner 2 also been
Looks
revealed to release sometime this year.
looks dope.
It looks dope. Yeah, that's all I could say. Like Ghost Runner was good, got some good reviews. I never played it, but I played the demo and I fucking loved it. So I kind of wish I bought the game. I might pick it up later then, just to get excited for the sequel. Those of you who don't know, Ghost Runner is like, would you call it like a parkour game? Because there's not just parkour to it. Like that's a
It's
lot of it, but
a
there's also like combat.
it's a parkour. It's almost like a parkour platformer, but it's like Trials almost. Like I feel like I didn't play a lot of it, but I feel like each like section was almost like things were sectioned off so you can do them by per section.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
got an obstacle course designed to it, but there's also
Yeah,
like enemies to fight and like
yeah.
combat to do.
It's like a speed running game almost, where you do a
Yeah,
section and you're like, oh, I can do that better, or oh, you fucked up. Here's you start that section again, or so. I mean, I don't know what you call that, but it's definitely parkour, speed running, platforming. Yeah,
yeah, it looks cool. Like it's a fun game, and the sequel just looks like more of that. I can't wait, dude. Um, Phantom Blade Zero is another one. It's a samurai game from S Game. It's like this. Well, not samurai. It's like, well, kind of. It's got this like. There's just a term for it, but like Chinese fantasy, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but
Yeah.
with like steampunk. So it's got this like Chinese martial arts like vibe with like steampunk, and I'm like,
Was there any
this is
word
cool.
on if any of this is a video game or or like is this whole thing a cutscene?
Yeah, I have no idea. There's a lot of stuff here that's like
It like it
that makes
looks
me, okay, this could
awesome,
be a game. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like, okay, this might be a game.
but
But then like, yeah,
there's
a
like
lot of the animations like looked very like QTE. You
yeah, it
know what I
doesn't look
mean?
like it doesn't look like anyone's playing it. Or it looks like if you were playing it. There's a lot of stuff that he's like attacking stuff like behind the camera where you wouldn't be able to even see anything. And I'm like, how would you even like if you're playing this, how the fuck would you even know? Maybe it's like camera stuff is happening, like, oh, the side of the camera flashes that they're just not they're hiding for the trailer purposes. But
Maybe.
there's like a lot of stuff happening where I'm like, if you're playing this, how the fuck would you do this in the game? How does this work in terms of gameplay?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. But what's cool about it is that it doesn't seem like a Souls game. Like it's too flashy to like be a Souls game. Like I don't think it's like supposed to be like a Souls style game or Souls clone.
Hamtaro's in the chat says a Chinese Bitcoin miner. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't even be mad if this was. If there was a video game there, I'd be like, yeah, you can mine Bitcoin. I don't. Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah. Yeah, the game's dope.
But
And
I
there's some
just,
crazy shit he does that I'm like, okay, what is he doing? Like there's this bit where he's like sword fighting this dude and he's like running at him like swinging and the dude's like running back and blocking it. And I'm like, okay, is that like a cutscene? Is it like a QTE that you triggered
yeah.
or like what is that? And yeah, I mean we'll see when it comes out, like what this game's supposed to be.
Like
But
a lot of the parts that had me not convinced was like the parts where he's like climbing walls and then jumps off and then you can't see an enemy, but so all of a sudden he like the camera turns and he's like diving straight into like some enemy. I'm like, how the fuck would you even know there's an enemy there? You're climbing this wall. How do you know there's an enemy there? Or shit
yeah,
like
like
that.
there's a lot of weird stuff like that where I'm like, is this just like theatrics for the trailer or
Yeah,
did they just push a button, trigger an event to like do something cool? Like I don't know what it is.
yeah.
So we'll see
It's one of
when we get
those.
closer
It's
to
one of those
release.
trailers you see like Wukong, where it's like this is no way this is real. And then throughout the course of the year, they just every month they're just putting out more stuff. And you're like, oh, I guess this is real.
Yeah, like that's this. We'll see when it gets closer to release what this game is. But yeah, I don't know what it is. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like oh, this is gonna be this great like action game because I haven't fucking seen any gameplay. Just solid uncut gameplay. So
Yeah,
once we see that, I'll get more excited. We also got Sword of the Sea releasing. It's from the Abzu, the giant squid game.
Abzu Journey.
Those developers.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
um,
this looks journey as fuck. Like,
Journey as fuck.
yeah.
They're good at those kinds of games though. Like
Yeah, they are.
Abzu was kind of that. I guess I don't know. The special thing about Journey was that adding another player who you didn't know was a player until you reach the end of the game. I think that was the best part of Journey, but so like Abzu was cool and all, but it didn't have that.
Yeah.
But this looks cool too. Visuals. They always hit the mark where it comes to like visuals and um art direction, soundtrack. They always do a good job, so
Yeah. So we'll see when it gets closer. It's gonna people are gonna play it. Like I know, like just from the who's developing it, the pedigree. Yeah, we're gonna play it. It's gonna get pretty decent reviews, I think. We also got the Talos Principle 2 been revealed and releasing sometime later this year.
Yeah.
Um, that's not the puzzle game from the. Oh no, I'm thinking of I'm thinking of The Witness.
Yeah.
Palace Principle. Which one was that one?
It's like The Witness, but what, Crow Team?
Yeah.
Um, remind me that I need to play this game. I have 3.5 hours on it, and I don't remember. I don't
I've
remember.
heard about it, but I can't remember like what the selling point was. I think people compare it to Portal a lot, but I think it's because like I think this came out before The Witness did.
Yeah, it's just a
So
good ass fucking puzzle game, but
yeah,
also there's some sort of story in there. I think.
yeah, I heard it's like there's a lot of philosophical like
Yeah.
stuff in it. That's people have told me it's kind of up its own ass with this philosophy, but it's still like a fun game. But it's hard to like talk philosophy or pick a philosophical standpoint without like kind of being up your own ass. Like
Yeah.
the Matrix is a perfect example. Like I love the
Yeah.
Matrix, but like when you sit down to the nitty gritty, people talk about like anything that's not just like cool kung fu shit. The game the kind of watches like it likes the smell of its own farts. But if you disagree with me, like you're wrong. Like that movie's very pretentious. I'm sorry. The third one's the worst, but it's a very pretentious type of game, so or movie. And I heard Talos Principle kind of suffers from that a little bit too. But I mean, if it's a fun game, who cares? Like, and then we got Neva. It's it's a 2D. It looks like a 2D platformer, I think.
Yeah, it's from the makers of Grease.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That explains the art style.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just like cinematic stuff showing off. Like you have this big reindeer looking dog thing that's kind of teaming up with you, and then some like corruption kills it, and now it's like there's a small dog that follows you around, like it's like little puppy. They didn't really show what gameplay is gonna be like. It just showed a lot of the cinematic stuff, which
Yeah. I'm liking it though.
yeah, I'm liking the art style too. We'll see if it's from the Grease guys. Like, this could be something
Yeah.
interesting.
Which that remind me that I need to also play that. I think
Yeah,
I have
no, me
both
too.
Talos Principle and that, and I just have not. I think I streamed a little Grease, but never, or maybe I
Yeah,
tried to. That was the problem. I tried to, and something happened. But these games look great.
yeah. Then we got Cat Quest: Pirates of Caribbean,
I love the name. Wait, did you say
and
Peribane? It's
Caribbean.
per Peribian.
Oh, I didn't watch this with audio. I was just reading it.
Oh,
That
well,
makes more
even if you
sense.
read it, I mean, yeah, it's a have you ever seen
Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
I have,
Oh.
and this makes more sense now. I thought it was like bean, like toe beans,
Yeah.
like that's what I was thinking, like toe beans, but I guess that's not it. It's
Toe bean? What the
Caribbean.
fuck is a toe bean?
So look up a cat's paw on Google Images right now.
Cat's paw. Am
Yeah,
I gonna, if it's something bad comes up,
no, it's not.
I'm gonna delete you.
And look at what the paws look like. Those little like they look like little jelly beans. That's what toe beans are.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's what like cat owners call like little paws, like oh little toe beans.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you learn something about cat people.
Or well, Cat's Quest. It looks fun.
It does look fun. It's like an action game, like a 2D side-scrolling action game. But there's some overworld elements too. Like
Yeah.
it's like a beat 'em up. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's like
It's like all of the above.
yeah, maybe a Zelda like. I don't know. Like
Oh yeah, that'll tickle my taint.
yeah, it looks cool. It looks really neat. I like the art style a lot. Yeah, I like this art style a lot. It's all like hand drawn. animated. Like they're definitely like sprites. They're 2D images on a 3D world. So I like what I'm seeing here. Then we got Foam Stars, a very neon looking game. You put down the description about Fortnite-looking characters shooting each other with bubbles and soap with music from Sonic R playing, and that's like the most apt the description of this game I ever heard.
This game, it looks so Splatoon, dude. It's like
Yeah,
it's
it does.
Splatoon. It's Splatoon for people who don't like Splatoon, I guess. I don't know. Or if you do
For
like
people who don't have
Splatoon,
a Nintendo, yeah.
yeah. Um I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. Like the whole thing about Splatoon is its style, man. So this has its own style, sure, but I don't know if it's gonna be as cohesive as fucking what you get in Splatoon, man. Like the whole
Yeah,
their whole soundtrack is in like a language that only exists in that game, which is like fucking awesome.
yeah. Well, we'll see what this comes out to, but it looks pretty deep. Like it looks like it might be some fun, but we'll see what the final game looks like.
Yeah. Wait,
I
I
just want
mean,
to know what like you get from like because in a Splatoon, the advantage of filling up the map is that you have more room to like travel through, right? Like you can use your travel skills on the
well,
parts that you painted.
the thing about the
It looks like this is similar.
from this, it looks like the foam that you shoot, you can actually stand on top of it. So I
Yeah,
guess that's the difference between this and a Splatoon. Because in Splatoon, it's all flat, but in this, I guess you can kind of build up, like in Prey. You get that foam gun, you can like build up.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's something that's cool too. It gives you some more verticality on top
yeah,
of it. So
yeah,
you could like put it out. You could like. So do you focus enough foam to like spread it out, cover the map, or do you want to like kind of build a vantage point with the foam?
yeah.
Like, yeah, there's some cool stuff here that we'll have to wait to see when it gets closer to release. What the general public thinks about it, but is this enough to like be as popular as Splatoon is? I don't think so. Just because
I don't
Splatoon has a
like
very
I'll say I don't like the color schemes. I just don't like the look of this. I don't like the look of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I do. I think it's pretty appealing, but I don't know. It does kind of rehash that like neon colored anime look like that Honkai Star Rail has, and they've been seeing a lot of other Japanese games coming out with recently. So
yeah.
we'll see. It looks like a free to play game to me, but
Yes, yes, it does.
it's the character designs, the color scheme, the models. This is prime like free to play like waifu bait material here. So we'll see what it is. I might be wrong. It might just be like, hey, it's a $70 game, and you pay for it. You get a full ass game out of it.
You hope you
I
do.
doubt that's what it's gonna be. I doubt that's what it's gonna be, but we'll see. Um, and in more interesting games, the Plucky Squire.
Yes.
This game looks cool. It's like Super Paper Mario mixed with Zelda, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Notice I said a Super Paper Mario, the Wii game. That was like a platformer, not like the RPG Paper Mario games.
And that's a list of. I've not played any of the Paper Mario games.
They're all very different. I think Thousand Year Door is still pretty solid, but that's
Uh,
just me. Um, but Plucky Squire is neat because like it's the game's in like a couple different parts, right? So like you have the stuff in the book that's like traditional like 2D Zelda style gameplay,
yeah.
but you can leave the book and then you're like a toy, like traveling through this like living room. You're fighting bugs and shit, and that aspect of like making yourself a 2D image like plays into the environment too. That's what I'm saying. It's like Super Paper Mario mixed with like Zelda, and I'm okay with this.
This looks like a game that Media Molecule would have made.
It's absolutely going to be a molecule game. You're right.
Yeah.
Or it's like Mario Odyssey, those 2D Mario levels from Mario Odyssey. Remember those?
Yeah,
where you play as
remind
like
me.
8-bit Mario.
I need to. Oh, I've not. Remind me. I need to finish Mario Odyssey.
Well, Mario Odyssey has these levels where you play as like 8-bit Mario, but the gimmick is that the levels are painted on like an environment, so you're having to play on the environment that it's painted onto.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
like that. It's like that, but with a bit more depth to it. Like that's the whole game is built around it, and I'm okay with that. Like this looks cool. I like what I'm seeing here, and I'm probably gonna pick this game up when it releases. Oh my god, we're not even like we're barely halfway through. There's a lot of shit here, man. Teardown, a game where you customize things and blow it all up.
yeah.
Coming to PS5 later this year.
This is on. This has been on Steam for quite some time. I don't know about getting it on console only because the PC version has mod support. So you can just, it's got like Steam Workshop just built into it. So you can just go in there and just download all kinds of shit and, entire levels that you can just destroy and, scenarios that you can load up and, someone made a 9/11 level. Like shit like that is the beauty of PC that you just don't get on console. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I have heard of this game before. I remember hearing about this game before. Yeah.
Yeah, but great game. So,
Yeah,
I mean, you'll
cool.
have
Yeah, it
fun
looks
with it
really
either
cool.
way.
Yeah, it looks super cool. Then we got Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. It's finally been revealed. After like what, a month of rumors that we're gonna get an MGS3 remake. It finally happened.
Oh, yeah.
No
Yeah.
release dates given. We just got this like cinematic of the game. I want to talk about like what the fuck's going on with like Snake's like bandana. Like you see the promotional artwork. It's like there's like detail of his forehead. It's like, is that painted
Yeah.
on? Like
It's
what's
like
going on
part of
there?
his forehead. I think it's
Yeah.
always been like that. Just like they never put it that detailed. I think it's always been like that, or at least in fuck, what was the game where it was like, was it Peace Walker? I think it's like been like that for a while. Where it's like, what is that? Is that like your forehead? Is that your forehead, the bandana, or?
I looked because like in the next game that they announced, this is one thing I think is cool that like a lot of developers aren't doing. Like Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, it's a full remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Which makes sense to make this one first, right? It's the first game in the series, canonically speaking. But what's cool is that they also announced the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, which is just like
Yeah.
remasters of the classic Metal Gear Solid, 1, Sons of Liberty, and Snake Eater.
Yeah.
And there's a page there you can see it on. And that's cool to see that, like, hey, like we have a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, but while you're at it, like, you can play the original Metal Gear Solid 3 here. We're going to make it available for modern systems, which is cool to see. Good on you, Konami. Like,
Yeah.
still fuck Konami, but this is a cool thing to do that a lot of people aren't doing, Like,
So the thing about this Snake Eater remake is that it is a remake.
yes.
It is a remake. They are doing things to it.
Yeah.
They're bringing in the original voice actors, I heard, to reprise their roles. I just don't. Then the issue comes up. Well, okay, they're going to be changing stuff, obviously. What are like? I don't trust Konami to know
what the change.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't trust them on that on their own.
I don't either. That's why, like, I'm hesitant to see this like be. I doubt this is gonna be like as well received a remake as like Resident Evil 4 or FF7 remake was.
Yeah.
But even if it's like dog shit, because they are offering the original game, I think it kind of gets a pass from me a little bit. Just because it's not like this is the only version of the game we have to play on these systems, right? Like if you don't like the remake, you can literally play the original MGS3 on that same system with this Master Collection.
Yeah.
which is something that like a lot of developers don't do. Fucking Rockstar, when they did their their GTA remakes, they delisted the older versions of the game. They're like, no, this is the only version of the game we want people to play now. And that caused a lot of controversy because it changed shit people didn't like and it ran like crap and it was just a terrible experience.
Yeah.
So to see them like, hey, we're remaking it, but here's the original game for you to play, that's really cool.
Yeah. And just thinking about, Metal Gear Solid 3 in the Fox engine, with all of the controls and updates that Metal Gear Solid 5 brought, but you do that in like Snake Eater.
Engine?
I would assume so. That's Konami's engine. They own that engine. It's not Kojima's engine. Like he made it.
But like Square Enix owns the Luminous engine. They did not use that for any Final Fantasy games after 15. So
all I know is they have that engine. They've only used it for like PES. They use it for their soccer games, and like that was it.
Yeah.
If they don't use that engine, they're fucking up. If they don't use that engine, they're fucked up. They fucked up.
I agree. But since that engine came out, we've gotten like since Fox Engine came out, we've gotten oh god, how many like Unreal Engine updates
like
have we
Unreal
had?
5? I don't think. Oh man, see, but the thing is that the Fox engine is still good, man. It's still like like
it's a solid engine.
Remember, MGS 5 came out on PS3, dude. Like
yeah, and it looks fantastic.
It's an incredible engine. So
yeah, I remember we were talking about it at the time because like it was super early on in like 4K gaming. You were telling me that was the only game that your rig can handle 4K 60 FPS
when
on.
it came out. Yeah, when that game came out, I was playing it at 4K 60 FPS on whatever
like,
GPU.
2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a GPU that was already like outdated at the time. Like,
so
yeah, I remember we were talking about it. Like that engine looks fucking beautiful, and if they don't use it, they'd be fucking up. So we'll see what happens. But
the problem with Metal Gear Solid, and why most people probably won't have a bad time playing this collection, is that the worst part about these games are the like controls. I think it's just very difficult to get into, especially today, where you're used to a certain control scheme. And dude, the controls, even between these three games, the controls are like vastly different between all of them. And like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, or even 1, I think, they all use like pressure sensitive buttons on the face buttons. A lot of people don't know that the PlayStation had the DualShock 2 and 3 had pressure sensitive face buttons. So like the square button, if you like lightly hold the square button, it would like hold his gun out, and if you heavily hold it, then he would shoot.
Yeah, it was the same button. You would like lightly hold it, bring your gun up, and then press a little bit harder to like shoot it.
Yeah, so it's shit like that makes these games fucking terrible to play.
Yeah,
in any sort of modern way. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do for the collection to kind of change that. But
with the HD collection, because the HD collection released on like PS3, Xbox 360, and with that they just added like trigger aiming. I think for that.
I don't think they did, but
can't remember. I
think they just had it one button, so you would pull the gun out, and if you let go, it would shoot. And so you had to like unequip. Right. You had to like, if you didn't want to shoot, you had to like unequip your gun, I think.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I can't remember. I have trouble remembering because like I played through the Metal Gear Solid games when MGS 5 got announced.
Yeah.
And that's when I bought the HD collection. I played through them. It had everything but MGS 1. So I still haven't played MGS 1.
Yeah.
But maybe I can with this
collection. They should just port Twin Snakes. I mean, what the fuck? Just give us Twin Snakes. Stop fucking with this the old one. Like, Twin Snakes is not as bad as people make it out to be. Yeah. Like, it's way more actiony, but it's still a better way to play it than that PS1 version.
Yeah. So we'll see when this gets closer to release. But I'm excited for this remake. I thought MGS3 was a great fucking game. And
Masterpiece.
to get, yeah, it's a phenomenal game.
Top 3 all
And
time.
yeah, and to get this remake for it, went alongside like, hey, here's like the original trilogy too to play through. Like it's it's cool. It's cool. Again, it's cool for them to do that. So we'll see when it releases. Next we have Towers of Agasba, where you build a civilization. Is that what it is? It looks kind of like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, looks like Breath of the Wild.
Actually, like Horizon. Actually, more Horizon now that I'm looking at it.
It's like a survival game almost. Survival
Yeah,
crafting. It's one of those Valheims. So
yeah. We'll see. See when it comes out. Final Fantasy 16, shut off by Square Enix, its own story trailer. That's its release June 22nd.
yeah, yeah,
Dude, this
dude.
game looks good.
Yeah,
This game
dude.
looks good.
Remember I was saying with 14, no, 15, uh or yeah, 15, it was 15, and then when the Final Fantasy 7 remake came out, I was like, they should just go full retard on this, and instead of half-assing the fucking Devil May Cry shit, just go full Devil May Cry, like just
Yeah,
fuck it. And that's what they're doing with this, and
yeah.
I want this. I want this so bad.
I wanted this too.
I don't know if I'm gonna buy a PS5 for it, but I
Get
want
it on
it.
PC.
Well, it's not gonna be on PC.
Oh, yeah, it's not for like a year, I think. You're right.
Yeah,
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 it went from like FF7 remake with this like kind of like half action game, half like turn based RPG thing to like a full just Bayonetta Near Automata.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy fans. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you want your turn based? Just play Dragon Quest. That's your new Final
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Go play Dragon Quest. Go play Persona.
Yeah.
None of you fucking will. It's not Final Fantasy, so you don't give a fuck about it. There's RPG fans and there's Final Fantasy fans. There's no in between. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you can be an RPG fan and play Final Fantasy. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you don't play other RPGs. There, I
yeah,
said it. If you don't
yeah.
agree with me, prove me wrong then. Go play Persona if you disagree with me. But this looks fun. This looks fun as fuck. And I can't wait to play this when it releases on PC a year after launch. And then I gotta wait like another month for them to fix the bugs on the PC release. So, I know, I'm excited. Alan Wake 2 is showing off with some more gameplay. That's releasing October 17th this year. It looks awesome. It
Looks
looks
great.
awesome.
I still need to play Alan Wake.
I played and beat the first one when it originally came out, but that was like forever ago. So I got to go back and replay it, get caught up with it. And then I got to play the DLC for Alan Wake 2, like all the other stuff they released for, because apparently that's canon. And I guess Control has like some ties to Alan Wake. I got to beat that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit to play through. I don't know if you noticed, but in the trailer, there's a interesting character about 54 seconds into the trailer. I don't know if you recognize who that is, but that's Sam Lake, the creator of Alan Wake.
Yeah.
He's also the face of Max Payne, the very first Max Payne game.
Yeah, Max Payne's in this game.
Yeah.
I think he's in Control too.
Is he?
I think so.
I know he wrote it. Is he in it though?
I think he just likes to put his face in it and games.
Yeah, maybe. Anywho, yeah, Alan Wake 2. I'm excited.
Yeah, but there was a thing that came out that was like, yeah, we're here to tell you that this game was everything you saw completely in engine. Yeah, that's right. And I'm like, you look at this and you go, what, like, what's, it looks okay. Looks like a video game, guys.
Yeah.
Who's, who's like, there's no way that's an engine. Like, I don't know who's saying
I
that.
can believe it. Yeah, I can believe it. Like, here's the thing about Control. All right, Control looked incredible, but it was also like very easy to build environments, right? Like, you had like
an office building almost,
an office
mostly,
building.
and then it would like branch out into more chaotic stuff.
But for the most part, like it wasn't like dense foliage.
Yeah.
The game had to render. So the character models looked really good in Control. Like the Control was a really good looking game. But you saw because of the environment they had to build, they were able to put more effort into like the character models and everything else here. With this, the environment's a lot more varied. And I feel like you really get to see the cracks in their engine because of that.
Yeah, but they also just get to focus on more better hardware, not building it for PS4 and shit.
Yeah, that's true. But to act like this is like this big graphical achievement, like tone it down, dude. It's a good looking game, but don't tone it down. Yeah, I'm excited for it still. Like, I love me some Alan Wake, so I got to go back play the first one, the DLC. I got to beat Control, and I got some time. It's not coming out till what, October, or does it not have a release date yet? Yeah, it's coming out October 17th. So I'll check that out when it drops. Assassin's Creed Mirage, we finally got a gameplay trailer, and yeah, like people have been speculating it's a return to form for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
It's an Assassin's Creed game, which is what people have been asking for, right? Like,
yeah, well, they've also been asking for it to not be like it goes both ways with Assassin's Creed too, because they made so many of these games that people were like, oh, I'm kind of tired of Assassin's Creed, and then when they gave us like Odyssey and Origins and shit, people were like, oh yeah, this is great, this is the best Assassin's Creed that's ever been, and then now they gave us like 20 of those. And they're like, man, we're getting tired of these fucking the Ivar shits. And they're like, oh, well, let's go back to the shit you were tired of before. And like now it's refreshing again.
Yeah. But to be honest, we haven't had a lot of dedicated stealth games come out in a while, so that's a fresh thing for Assassin's Creed, but also like gaming in general. Like, I can't remember the last stealth game that came out that got like a lot of attention.
And Assassin's Creed was never like
Golem game, but like that was.
I don't even know if that's a stealth game. That's not even. How dare you?
Yeah, it's not even getting good reviews. It was made by the Styx guys, wasn't it?
I think it's made by. It's trying to be a Styx game, but I don't think it's made by them.
Thought it was. Anyway, Assassin's Creed.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed game. Finally, I'm still not gonna play it just because there's so many fucking Assassin's Creed games. I don't know where to start, man. Like,
well, that one's supposed to be way smaller. So if you were going to play just one, it would probably be that one.
Assassin's Creed, any Ubisoft like title, you can't like play all of them. Like you could play one, wait a couple years, and play the next entry.
Yeah.
If not, you're gonna burn yourself out and you have a really boring experience. Like I told you, like I did with Far Cry. Like the last Far Cry game I played was like 3, and I took a break and I played 5, and 5 was incredible.
Yeah, so that was the thing. No, because Assassin's Creed was never that though. Like they were always these open world games, but like at least the first Assassin's Creed game was the kind of the purest one, where it was just like, yeah, we give you this city, and you do the thing you need to do in this city. And then you go to the next city, and then you can travel between like it was open in that regard, where you can like get a horse and like kind of just travel between the cities, but it wasn't.
It's
It
like an
didn't.
open world game.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
didn't have a bunch of icons and shit like, oh shit, collect these fucking feathers, or there's
Yeah.
300 of them. Like it was never that to begin with. I think I don't. They haven't said whether this is gonna have all that bullshit, but
It probably will, just because that's what gaming is now.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we'll see. Like we'll see. I might be wrong. Hope I am.
Finji showed off Revenant Hill, which
Yes.
it looks like Night in the Woods, which
Yeah, a little
was
bit.
yeah. They haven't really said anything. There's no info on this at all whatsoever. So, but it's kind of what it looks like. So, that's another game that I think I have it, but just haven't had time to really dip into it yet. So,
Yeah, I never played it, but this looks cool. Like I said, it looks like Night in the Woods. I'm excited. I'm excited for everything that's been coming out. Everything looks really neat, except for this next one, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. It's a
um,
Genshin Impact looking game. It's a free to play, free to play game.
yeah. I mean, it looks okay. Grand Blue Fantasy. They've been doing good Blue games, and I haven't played any of them. But a fighting
So,
game seemed like it was good.
so Platinum Games was contracted to make a Grand Blue Fantasy game,
Okay,
and that looked incredible.
where's that? Is that out?
No, they canceled it,
Oh,
and I think they canceled it to make room for this game. Hold on, let me find it.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like the thing about Genshin for me is it's all the characters, man. I want if I'm gonna have I would like to just create my own character and just use that and just have one guy.
Yeah, same.
Or if there is gonna be like main characters, I just want one guy. I just want one party. I just want to have them throughout whatever my adventure is. Which I guess you could play that way, but it's like super inefficient to play that way because you have to mix everything up because no one is going to be effective at doing everything.
Yeah,
That's the way they build these games. So
yeah. So we'll see if this game is the same thing. Is this gonna be like a free to play game, or
I would imagine. I would imagine.
I would imagine too. I don't think it's gonna be like an actual release, but we'll see. I might be wrong. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Platinum was working on one of these, and it looked cool. It looked really cool. So we'll see if this does the same thing, but I doubt it. We'll see when it comes out. What else we got to look at? Oh, so much left. Street Fighter 6 got another trailer showing off its open world single player campaign.
Yeah.
That's set to release June 2nd. I cannot wait for this game, dude. Oh my god, Street Fighter 6 looks so
It
good.
looks
Looks
so
so
good.
good.
I actually did play. They had the open beta. I think it was last weekend. And I loaded that shit up and got my asshole handed to me, dude. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, because the only mode they had available was the versus mode. Like you couldn't even do training. I was like, at least I'm gonna dip into the training and like, get a handle on things. Nope. You gotta get into it. You just gotta fucking go toe to toe with veterans. Get your asshole eaten out. So I played like 10 minutes of that and was like, I'm done. Like what I want is like the story mode and just maybe like some like
Yeah.
fun, create a character matches where everyone's unbalanced.
Yeah, I would love to see that too. And we'll see when it comes out, man. I'm excited for it. Like I'm super stoked. Can't wait.
Yeah, Hamtaro said
Next.
the world tour mode. The open beta was going, which was just competitive. The World Tour. There's a demo also, and the demo I think has the World Tour, which I didn't try. I didn't really have time
Got a little
to.
slice. It's got a little slice of it. I think you can play through.
Yeah.
It lets you make your own character for sure. So
Yeah.
next on the list we have Ultros, a psychedelic 2D platformer.
Yeah.
This is released 2024. It looks cool. It's like a Hollow Knight on acid.
That's a good. That's a good. That is a good. I would not like to. Actually, that's pretty spot on. I wouldn't want to
It looks
experience
cool.
that in real life, but
Yeah, but like in a game.
yeah, in a
it'd be cool.
game, that's perfect.
Yeah. I'm into it. I like me some Metroidvania, so give me a good Metroidvania and I'll have fun with it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so much. Tower Fantasy, a mecha Genshin Impact looking game has been shown off. No release date given yet. Do we need to talk about this? Like it looks
This game's already out on Steam. It's
yeah.
yeah, it's been out for a while. I think
What are the reviews
people are
that say
kind of
about it?
mixed about it,
Yeah.
but I hear it's okay. I hear it's okay, but people aren't like super excited about it like Genshin. Maybe to set it off, it needs to hit console and shit. But
Maybe.
this has been out, so
Yeah. We'll see when it comes out then, what it looks like. I'm saying that a lot this episode, but there's a lot of stuff that just didn't have release dates yet or like actual gameplay yet. So
yeah. But no, this one's out on Steam. It's been out.
yeah. Next we got Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
After like just years of thinking it was never gonna happen. Here we go. It's happening, man.
And they're showing like a lot of stuff they showed from this is like straight from the first game, like some of the magic spells they're using. I'm like, oh fuck, I know that meteor spell, dude. That meteor spell.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the weapon skills too, like I'm seeing are from the first game. Like I'm excited. Dragon's Dogma is a fucking hidden gem, dude. It is a fun action RPG game with some astounding character customization. And it looks like this is just more of that, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Hamtaro says
wait.
he doesn't think it's gonna be co-op. I don't think it's gonna be co-op either.
I don't think so
that
either.
would be a missed opportunity, kind of. They did that
Absolutely.
MMO. They did that MMO, which was pretty fucking good. So it can work and with multiplayer. But so it'd be weird if they didn't do that, or at least maybe I don't know, have like an add-on down the road. But
yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Next we got Five Nights at Freddy Help 1 and 2.
Yeah, there's the VR block. They get into a bunch of VR games. I don't really care about any of this.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4 VR.
Yeah, Resident Evil, like that would be the reason to get a PSVR for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of this not so much.
Yeah, the rest of it's just kind of whatever with me. So we can move on. I mean, we can just list them off really quick. Arizona Sunshine 2 is getting released. Crossfire, Sierra Squad, Synapse, Beat Saber is getting a Queen pack. And that's it for the VR block. Marathon was announced. I didn't think we were getting a Marathon game, but here we are.
So the thing about Marathon here is it's Marathon in name only and not I mean there's some callbacks to classic Marathon, but from what I understand is not at all playing like classic Marathon. I think it's like a extraction shooter they've been calling it. Extraction shooter, is that the name of that genre now?
I think so.
Like Tarkov and the one we played were fucking Marauders.
Yeah,
I think I hate that genre, dude.
Yeah,
I think if I
it's a
play
cool
Marauders,
concept,
I'm like, this is fucking. I hate this.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, but we were just getting our assholes like served to us on a platter, man. It was,
Yeah.
And the game ran like shit, so it took forever to get back in the game. We got killed. But yeah, I know a lot of people are pissed off about it because Marathon's like it's an old FPS franchise like Doom,
Yeah.
and now it's like a multiplayer snatch and run shooter. Like,
Yeah.
and I made a joke about it. I think that's like making XCOM a third person cover based shooter. And
Well, you know what? That's not. I don't think that's a bad idea.
well,
I
I
don't.
have news for you. It exists.
I don't think that's a bad idea. Well, it would be. What I would like to see is like a first person cover shooter, kind of like Killzone. Like no
Oh
one's
yeah,
done that. No one's done that since Killzone. I think that was a very good example of that kind of system working in a first person shooter. But
yeah. And they just done that with marathons, made a single player game with that kind of build. Like that'd be fine.
yeah,
But they
yeah,
didn't. So we'll see. But I don't know. Bungie's making it, so it's at least gonna be a fun game. But
yeah. We know they know how to make shooters, so
yeah,
that is the
so we'll see.
upside.
Yeah, so we'll see what this looks like. Speaking of Bungie, Destiny 2, the final shape, the final piece of Destiny DLC.
Yeah, they're
I
bringing
think it's
back.
Destiny. I think it's the final piece. I don't know.
They're bringing back Cade 6.
Yay!
We were excited about that, I
I like
guess.
8-6. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. Moving on. I don't know anything about Destiny or the story, so
Destiny's cool. I
yeah.
keep wanting to go back to it. There's so much deep bullshit ass DLC that you just don't know where to start with it
Yeah, that's
anymore.
that's where I'm at. I don't know where to start with it.
But it's okay.
Then we got a trailer for Concord. It's a PvP multiplayer first person shooter from Firewalk Studios. I There's no gameplay here. It's like a cinematic.
Yeah, though I like the look of the cinematic.
Oh yeah, it's this like retro futuristic like
Yeah.
Alien or Anacrusis. Yeah.
Um what did you what did I what did we put here? What did we say it was? I got these descriptions from Reddit.
I don't see a description here for Concord.
Oh, so we don't even know what it is.
I'm watching the trailer, and the description of the trailer says that it's a
Oh,
PvP multiplayer first person shooter.
now that's fucking upsetting. Now I'm upset. Is this why is fucking every game need to be a PvP game, dude?
Yeah.
Like from start to finish, every single game here is like, yeah, that game that looks cool is fucking PvP. It's like no wonder they had to come out and be like, hey guys, I know you're worried about Spider-Man, but we got to tell you straight up, it's single player. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. It's like no wonder they had to say that, because I was wondering
Yeah.
why they had to come out and say that shit for Spider-Man. It's because every fucking game here is some PvP bullshit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, except for the ones that like we already knew about, like Assassin's Creed, Alan Wake. We knew those are gonna be single player games, but like every new IP they've shown off, it's like a PvP game. And yeah, I'm not interested in that. So moving on. Gran Turismo the movie got a new trailer, so you can check that out. Whatever.
It's based on a true story.
Sure it is. Um, I believe it was probably based on a true story in the sense like a guy with that name did exist. I think that's as far as it goes.
um, they show like crashes and destruction and exploding cars here, and that never happens in Gran Turismo. I don't even think the cars can even get dented up. Those games
Yeah,
are not
so
at all about
yeah.
destructibility.
Yeah, it's pure just like here's like as perfect a physical recreation of these like
Yeah,
exotic vehicles we can get and you drive them on a course. Like
yeah. In a straight line. Don't you dare
yeah,
fucking deviate from the line.
yeah.
It's unsportsmanlike. You get points taken off if you go too fast, or if you go too slow, or if you take a turn incorrectly, or if you do anything that's not within the guidelines of sportsmanship, you get like docked points.
Which is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate Gran Turismo,
Oh,
dude.
It's just meant to be this like simulator. That's why it's not meant to be this like
It's not meant to be fun.
ass game.
Oh, okay.
It's meant to be like a simulator. Like
that's what Clay would say. Clay would fucking hate. It's like, this game's supposed to be fun. This game's not fun.
yeah, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying like.
I mean, I'm not defending it either. I hate it though. It's like the most unfun.
This is gonna sound like controversial opinion here, but driving kind of sucks in real life.
Yeah.
I think driving is boring in real life.
Yeah.
Even fast cars, like on a track, that might be fun if I can just fuck around, do whatever I want. But you don't get that same experience like doing it on a video game. But whatever. This movie's like, it's a movie. It's coming out. No one's gonna. I'm sure some people are gonna watch it, but I doubt it's gonna like set the world on fire.
I hear the VR version of Gran Turismo is very good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's the best way to play it, I would think, what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Then we got this like bullshit cloud-based handheld from PlayStation.
Oh, man. This is like, this is
dumb as
have you seen
fuck.
the memes coming out of this?
No, but I bet they're great.
Shouts out to Leo in the chat. There's a meme some guy put up on like Reddit. I saw a Reddit post of the guy he got two dual sense controllers and put a tablet on top. It was like, hey guys, I got my Q handheld. And I was like, this is funny. This is fucking funny.
I mean, that's kind of what it is. You can just grab a tablet, connect your PS5 controller to it wirelessly, and then you got a Q tablet. Like,
yeah. But you know, they don't let you do that. So this thing's gonna be like at least like $200. Because if it's a full DualSense controller in this thing, that's already, you know, that's like a $70 controller already.
can you stream like PlayStation games on non-PlayStation hardware yet, or is that just
No.
because of Game Pass? I could use my iPhone to play games on Game Pass.
Yeah, they've got they do have like the streaming shit for PlayStation. Like what the fuck is that shit called? PlayStation Now.
Yeah,
like
but
they've
can
got
you do
that.
this shit now on like non-Sony devices?
Yeah, they have a PC version of it. And
Can I do it like on my iPhone?
I don't think so.
So instead of like letting you play it on your own hardware, they're gonna sell you the hardware to play it on. That makes sense.
Yeah. You know, but it requires a PS5. So not only do you need this thing, it's an accessory. Is how they're telling you. It's a PS5 accessory. So
oh my god,
you need the PS5 and then you need this thing to do whatever you're going to do with it. A lot of people were like, "Oh, this is great," because when I'm in bed or when my husband wants to watch sports, I can play on this when the TV is being used. And I'm like, if that's worth
it, does that happen? That it's worth $200 to you?
Yeah,
like
yeah, for these like edge case scenarios. I don't know. People were defending
if
this.
You have enough disposable income that this sounds like a good idea, hit me up, DM me. I got a bridge I want to sell you.
Yeah.
But jokes aside, like I don't know who this is for, man.
Like an idea I had was that you could use it like a Wii U gamepad, like if it enhanced whatever game you were playing, but by having this like second screen, like maybe I could have my map on this. It's not worth $250 to me to do that, but that's something at least where you could like do like enhance something that's already there.
If it was just a system, like even if it was all digital, like
yeah. Well, Logitech already has Logitech already has like a streaming Android thing, but the thing about that is it's fucking Android, so you can just install shit onto it, and it's just a standalone thing. You can just play Genshin Impact on it, or full games, or install emulators on it and just play like Dolphin or some shit. This is definitely gonna be locked down, so you're not gonna be able to even do that with it.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, it'd be fine if it was like a standalone system, like, or you can download like maybe not your PS5 games, but like, some games on that like system or on that library to it to play. No, fuck it, just go all out. Let me play my PS5 games on it, like,
Yeah.
and stream. Like, I don't know why streaming has to be the only capability on the system. Like, it's such a
Especially with like Steam Deck is out, that Asus ROG Ally is
yeah,
out. Like this is such a
exactly.
booming market right now. To be putting this fucking shit out is like not the move. It is not the
Well, that's
move.
what Sony does, right? They like repackage and sell like they tell PlayStation consumers, "This is what we're doing. Get excited for it." And they get excited for it. Like,
Yeah.
I should know. I used to be a PlayStation guy, like
Me too.
until I saw the stuff Xbox was bringing to the table, and now I'm like, dude, fuck PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like,
I would buy a PS5 today if like they announced like a slim PS5. I would have been like, yeah, I'm buying it. I'll buy it. Slim PS5. I don't think I have
so
anywhere to put like a full size PS5 in my place
I
right now.
couldn't even justify that. Like, I have the space for it, but it's just I couldn't justify getting a PS5. There's not enough on there for me to play. Like, I can play most of those on my PC.
Yeah.
The only thing I would get a PS5 for is maybe Spider-Man. But I'll just wait till
Yeah.
that comes on PC like a year later if I have to. I don't
Even
mind.
everything most of the stuff they showed in this conference, most of it is multi-platform. They're not going to tell you that, but most of it is like coming to Xbox and or PC. At least the ones I'm
Yeah,
interested in, like Helldivers coming to PC and
yeah,
Xbox. Metal Gear's coming to PC and Xbox.
yeah, exactly. Like, whatever. Fuck this like cloud thing. They also announced PlayStation earbuds, lossless audio, probably to like play on your PlayStation Q. But if
Yeah,
it's streaming, the audio is gonna be dog shit anyway. So
well, the earbuds I'm kind of interested in because like Bluetooth earbuds are fucking garbage. So if they're using like the latest Bluetooth technology on that, because that stuff it has advanced pretty far.
yeah,
So like the earbuds, I'm actually slightly interested in, not even for gaming, just for you
yeah,
know on the go music listening.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, that handheld is not that ain't it.
yeah. And they ended off the conference with Spider-Man 2, which looks fantastic. It's a very nice extended gameplay trailer. I like that Peter has a symbiote suit and symbiote powers. It helps differentiate him from Miles even more.
Yeah,
Miles got some glow ups too. He's got a wingsuit now, which is cool to
yeah.
see. Like, there's some cool shit. We got to see Craven in here. It was dope as fuck.
I don't
I liked what we
know.
were seeing here.
I don't know who this is. Who are this guy? Who are this guy?
Craven, Craven the
Yeah,
Hunter.
yeah. Is he?
He's his big thing is that he's like a big game hunter, right? And he likes to hunt Spider-Man down for
Oh,
sport.
okay.
Yeah, he's like some psycho who moved up from like rare animals to like people, and then like metahumans like Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because like, look, I thought this was when this first popped up, I was like, oh shit, they're showing some Wolverine shit. I thought I was just like Wolverine. Yeah.
nah, Craven the Hunter. He's pretty cool. He's one of the cooler like Spider-Man villains that I like. That doesn't get enough like representation. He's kind of goofy. I think that's probably why. Like,
Uh.
Craven the Hunter is kind of like a goofy concept, so he hasn't really appeared in any like movies or any major games. I think like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game had Craven in it, but like that's it. But yeah, it's cool to see him get some representation. I thought Craven was a cool character, so we'll see what they do with them on this.
Yeah.
Um, next in trailers and videos, Scott Pilgrim versus. This is a fan game. It's like a Scott Pilgrim versus the World fighting game, and it looks dope. It looks really cool. I saw this and I thought I'd share it in the Discord. It's really neat. The game has voice acting, but not in the way you would expect. It does. They don't hire actors. They just use voice lines from other popular games to voice the characters.
Oh,
So,
that's pretty cool.
so Scott, like his voice lines are Mirage from Apex Legends. I think like what's her name? Kim is Cassie Cage from. No, Kim's Android 18. I think Ramona's Cassie Cage.
Android 18, Cassie Cage. Wait,
Yeah.
is there a list of what the voices are?
When the character comes up, it tells you like
Oh, I see.
VA.
I see.
Yes, like Wallace Wells, VA, Kung Jin from Mortal Kombat X,
Is
and
Mugen having a comeback, man? Is this gonna be like the Mugen comeback? I remember back when Mugen was like popping, dude.
oh yeah, I
Everyone
remember
had
too.
like, here's my Mugen setup. I got 307 characters. Like what? Salty Bet is still the premier.
What's cool with Mugen is I think it's evolved from like, oh, here's this wacky fighting game where everyone's playable. It evolved from that to like, oh, here's like my fan fighting game in the Mugen engine, and I'm
Yeah,
okay with that. Like,
yeah,
I prefer that over like here's this weird stupid bullshit I put together with no sense of like balancing.
yeah,
And this is neat. Like it's a full fighting game, just using the Scott Pilgrim versus the World like as a base. But put in a Mugen to work as its own fighting game. So
that's
we'll see
fucking
when this
awesome.
comes out. Like I'm excited for this, dude. This
Oh,
looks
this
cool as
guy's
hell.
Akuma. That's awesome.
Yeah, everyone here is like they're all voiced by different characters, and that's honestly the best way to do it. Like, is it cheap? Yeah, but it's a free game, so I'm not gonna like bitch
Yeah,
about it.
but
They're like,
they're
oh, you should.
voiced by who, like they don't just like take a random character. They're voiced by their like analog from uh like the character that they're supposed to play as. They're voiced by too.
Yeah, and that's why I'm okay with it. Um, June 1st when it's set to come out, so soon, really soon, next week. Yeah, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna download that when it drops.
Yeah.
Um, Next we got game releases. We got Company of Heroes 3 dropping on PS5 and Xbox Series X. Far World Pioneers for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. Friends versus Friends on PC. I forgot that game was happening.
You know this?
I heard about it. Yeah, yeah, it's that card like PvP game. I think we talked about it on the show like once when it was first announced, and we
What
just
the
never talked about
fuck?
it again.
We talked about this?
Yeah,
It's a card-based FPS game?
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
I definitely have seen this. We've talked
Okay.
about it before. Like as a short like announcement, like it was like a trailer video that like announced. And then the System Shock remake is coming out May 30th. I forgot that was happening.
Yes, I did forget it was happening.
I know there was like they went on hiatus for a little while, and I didn't even know they started production up again. Like this is cool.
Yeah. Well, they put out a demo. We looked at it during the last demo derby.
Oh yeah,
And it's good. It's good.
good shit.
It's good. They've done it.
I can't wait.
Well,
I can't wait.
I never played the original. So, and I've never played Deus Ex. And I've never played the stuff that this game
I
is.
played the original. It's fucking hard to get into, so I stopped.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
So I
yeah,
don't know.
so
I
this
don't
looks
know if
cool.
it's gonna do what people want it to do, but for me, who's never played it, I'm like, this is great.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see when this comes out. Then June 1st, you got Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection for PC and Switch. Gunfire Reborn's coming to PS4 and PS5. Yay!
Very
It's a
nice.
great game. Sony guys
Hopefully, if
like
that's cross-platform, hopefully it'll stir some activity online.
I doubt it will be cross-platform because of Sony, but we'll see.
Oh well,
Um,
they've been doing it lately. Have you done the DLC for this game? I
no, because
saw
it's not
this.
on Xbox yet.
Okay,
So
yeah, 'cause I saw that there is some.
yeah, there is some. And if it was released on not on Xbox, but like it's the Microsoft Store, because I played the Game Pass version of it.
Yeah,
So there's no like DLC on that version yet. But once there is, I'll pick it up for sure. Like I fucking love this game.
yeah.
I have talked about this game a lot, and I'm always looking for an excuse to play it. This game is so much fun. Oh, I accidentally booted it up. Close. 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 There you go. Close.
Homebody. This is a game from Game Grumps.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
You heard about this? I
Yeah.
know nothing about this.
I never played it. I just heard Game Grumps were making a game, and like that's
Oh
it.
really? I didn't know until I looked at it just now and it said Game Grumps developer. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, it's a survival horror puzzle game where you hang out with friends and try to get through a haunted mansion.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't think it's a haunted mansion. I think it's the mansion. There's like a serial killer there trying to kill you. Anywho, so yeah, Game Grumps. It looks like it takes itself a bit more seriously. I was expecting Game Grumps to
Oh
do,
really?
you know? That's what it looks like from the trailers. Yeah.
I like the way it looks. I like this like film grain, almost like pixelated, almost like an HD PS1 game. Like if you played
Yeah.
like a PS1 game in an emulator and just up-resed it.
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing too.
Interesting. Comes out June 1st.
Yep. Then we got Killer Frequency releasing June 1st for PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. This is interesting. It's a first-person horror game, but it's an adventure game. So you play as this like late-night radio host whose callers are being stalked by a killer. So you have to solve puzzles, save lives from this like radio station.
What?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like this would be a great like VR game, I think. But it is like a first person game. Like you walk around the station, play music, take calls, like
While people are dying, they're calling in while they're dying.
I guess.
Are they calling a radio station? I'm being chased by a killer. Can you play? I have a request.
I guess the whole town is like under attack.
Oh,
Yeah. Like it looks neat. Like it's a cool concept that I want to check out. That reminds me of this like movie. There's this movie that came out that I can never find. I can't remember what it's called, but it's I think it's an Australian movie. And the whole movie takes place at this radio station while this radio DJ is like talking. And he gets calls. There's like a zombie pandemic happening outside, like as he's doing his show. And the whole movie is just him like people calling in, talking about it, and him like boarding up stuff. Like that's the whole movie, just him hunkering down in this radio station, trying to keep everyone's spirits up while people are calling in, getting eaten.
like Howard Stern's like zombie apocalypse.
Sure.
I feel like,
And then,
yeah, I remember that like the Howard Stern like 9/11 stuff.
oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I like he's like the guy you'd go to, like he's the guy you'd go to for something like that. Like zombie apocalypse is happening. Just tune into Howard Stern. See what he has to
I
say
remember
about
that.
it.
Yeah. People were like tuning in, talking about 9/11 as it was happening. That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's this side note, there's this video on YouTube that just compiles a bunch of like news broadcasts, like literally minutes before 9/11. And it's fucking haunting, dude.
Oh shit.
Just all these news stations are just like, yeah, it's a pretty boring day. Nothing's happening. There's nothing to talk about.
Oh
And
shit.
it's talking about like local news and shit. Yeah. And it's like, it's literally like minutes before 9/11 happened. Like, and it's so crazy. It's just a compilation of all these different clips of people just like a normal morning. It's like, good morning, America. Today's, it's like 6:49 a.m. September 11, 2001. Nothing's happening today. So just gonna talk about local news. It's insane, dude.
Yeah. That's why
And
when like the premise of this game or like
hold
that
on.
movie.
Hold on 1 second. I'm coming. 1 second. I'm gonna get the door on.
Oh. That's why I like the premise of this game. I was like, why would anyone be calling into the radio if they're being chased by a murderer? But maybe when you put it in the different context, yeah, it kind of makes sense. But this is a little different because you're like you're trying to like solve the murders, I guess. But a little different. Makes sense in a different context. Let's see what else is coming out. June 2nd, Shantae is coming to PS5 and PS5, PS4 and PS5. The Shantae collection, all 5 games of Shantae is coming, and also the classic Game Boy Color game is coming to PS4 and PS5, which I don't think has appeared on anything else except 3DS. I think it's just Game Boy Color and 3DS that classic game is on, and that's coming to PS4 and PS5, which is dope. Hopefully that hits other stuff, because I've actually never played the classic version, but that'd be nice to try out. Street Fighter 6 is coming out on June 2nd. I should just pre-order that right now and just break every rule that I've set for myself. This game's exciting, man. I just love to see that fighting games are doing something different. Well, at least this one is. But it's like Mortal Kombat's known for their story, and the Street Fighter's known for its what? You pre-ordered Diablo 4 yesterday, dude. I've been thinking about it. Because you get that like 5 days early, and I just want to play that game. But I've been on the fence about that one. I've been on the fence about that one. Yeah. I want to do that. I want to do that. Hambo. But I don't know. I don't want to buy it and then be like, I played that beta and it was good. And it was good. So, I don't know.
I'm back.
I want to do it, but I don't want to pay like you don't even get. Do you get the 5 days early for just a normal pre-order?
How are you talking about?
Diablo 4. I wanted to pre-order it because you get it 5 days early if you pre-order it.
I want to pre-order it, but I know I'm a recovering Diablo addict, so I really shouldn't. I just bought a house, man. I gotta like focus on a bunch of bullshit here first.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I gotta knock on my door. So I'm like, who the fuck's knocking on my door?
Yeah.
It was actually a pretty pleasant conversation.
Did they want to join the show?
No. So I live in I bought this house in it's in a manufactured home community. So neighbors are like super nice. Like I think I mentioned it before. Like there's a bunch of old people live around us.
Yeah.
But they're like super nice, like neighborly, like make a pie, leave it on the windowsill type old people. They're not like Fox News scared of immigrants old people.
Yeah.
So
that's nice so you can get that.
Yeah, so everyone says hi to us. We were just talking about the other day, like my wife and I, people say hi to us. Like I've had neighbors introduce themselves to us. Like it was really cool. And I got a knock on my door right now. And it was my neighbor, Steve. He lives across the street from us. He introduced himself to me. He said he talked to my wife before. And so our house have these like this what's called river rock on the lawn. And I fucking hate it. It's so annoying. It's like gravel but bigger. So it's like a pain in the ass to walk on. And our car kicks the river rock out into the street. It's a pain in the ass. I know the HOA's gonna get on my ass about it. And I've mean to buy a push broom so I can like push it up to the yard. Well, Steve comes up. He knocks on my door. He's like, "Hey, I'm Steve. I talked to your wife about the rocks here." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You're trying to," and I'm behind my security door because I don't want to like go out there because I don't know who this fucking dude is. And he's like, "Yeah, my name's Steve. I live across the street there. Your wife was telling me about this." He was like, "Well," he was mentioning, like, sometimes when the mail guys come and the trash guys comes, they run over those rocks and it squeezes under the tire and kicks back to your house. So you might want to get that cleaned up." And before I could say anything, it's like, "Your wife was telling me you guys need a push broom. So I just want to let you know if you look outside, I have my push broom out on the patio." He's like, "You're more than welcome to it to clean this up if you want." And I was like, "Oh,
nice.
okay." So I opened the security door, I let myself out. I'm like, hey, I'm Richard. Nice to meet you. He was like, yeah, I'm Steve. He was telling me about it. He was like, yeah, just I'm gonna be off for a couple hours. So if you want to take that, you can use it. Just bring it back when you're done. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm probably gonna do that after the show. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, super
Yeah,
nice.
that's the thing about owning a house is now you got to worry about fucking your whole area.
Yeah.
Like, hey, oh, you got a tree that's encroaching on my lawn, and you got to fucking deal with this fucking tree, or shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, so the thing is, like, with these rocks like getting spilled out into the street, they're just like they're not like super far out. They're like on the curb, but still, it's like it looks gross. I don't like it. I want to get rid of the river rock soon, but that's going to be a minute before I can take on that project.
Yeah.
And I'm about to order a push broom so I can like clean it up when it gets messy. But no, this dude Steve is like, hey, it's across the street. Help yourself if you need it. That's the same one I use to clean up my rock too. So, help yourself. He's going to be on for a couple hours, so just put it back when you're done. I'm like, all right, thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Sweet.
So I'm probably gonna do that after this.
I thought he looked over there and was like, these fucking rocks, dude. Look at these fucking guys' rocks. And he was like, I'm gonna give this guy my broom. His wife's like, don't give him your broom, Steve. And he's like, I'm gonna give him my broom. He's gonna clean
if
those
that
fucking.
was his intention, that's not what he came off with.
Okay,
So I'm gonna say it's cool. It could be possible. He's like, he's an old dude, and seeing someone else's house be messy bothers him.
Yeah.
But the way he presented it, it's about like how you present it, right? It's about like how you give that news. He was like, hey, this can like damage your house. So as a favor, you can use my broom if you need it to get your own.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So yeah. So that was cool of him. Yeah, that was super cool of him.
There's a podcast. I don't listen to any other podcast, man. This may be like 2 or 3, and there's one called Valley Heat, the Valley Heat podcast, where it's just a guy in a neighborhood just talking about the shit that's going on in his neighborhood. It's not real, but they present it like it's like a universe, it's like a cinematic universe. They present it as if it's real.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
And it's hilarious, dude. It's hilarious. It's clean. They don't swear at all. It's super clean, and yeah,
I can listen to this at work.
Yeah, I suggest giving it a listen, and it's episodic, and things just keep escalating and just getting funnier and funnier. It's super good.
I love it.
They even do in-universe advertisements where the ads reads are like they're fake companies, but they're like in the universe.
He reads them like an actual ad read. I love that. Okay,
yeah, and
that's
then
cool.
And then the people he's doing the ads for like enter the story of the podcast too. It's great. It's great. So it's called Valley Heat. Valley Heat. Valley Heat.
I like that.
Yeah. So,
okay, I'm into it. I saw it. I bookmarked it. I'm checking that out.
Yeah. All right. Video games.
Video games. Yeah. So what? Were we on Shantae yet?
Shantae, there's no link for it because it's not out on anything, but it's the collection coming to PS5. I guess those games were never on PlayStation, I guess. So they're all coming to PlayStation, and also the classic GB, the Game Boy version is coming for the first time on any other platform. Is coming to PS4 only, which is so
dope. I'm excited. I love Shantae, so yeah. So you guys are in for a treat. The Shantae games are fun as fuck.
Great games, yeah.
Great games. June 2nd, we got Street Fighter 6 releasing for PC, PS4, PS5, and Series X. I can't believe it's already coming out. Fuck.
Yeah.
Am I gonna pick it up? I don't know. I just bought a house, so. And I'm still playing Tears of the Kingdom, man. Like, I ain't got time to play anything else.
Yeah. Just like focus. That's what I gotta do. Is just focus on one game. Just play it.
Yeah, I'll maybe pick it up later. Then
it's $40 right now on Fanatical.
Don't fucking tell me that.
Sorry, I scrolled down and it's 28% off on Fanatical right now. You get it for $43.
God damn it. All right. Maybe I'll check it out later. No, okay, focus. We also got We Love Katamari. We Love Katamari Reroll and Royal Reverie. Released on PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X. I
Yeah,
never played the Katamari games. I should.
they're great games. Take it takes a minute to get used to the controls.
Yeah.
Even when you like understand what's happening, like you're actually like pushing it with your hands, and it imitates
Yeah,
that
and
with the
the
sticks.
sticks imitate that. Yeah.
Yeah, but even when you know that's what's happening, it's kind of hard to
Yeah, it's
even
kind
grasp
of
your mind.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll check it out. I want to play them. I heard they're fun games.
yeah,
And
super fun.
that's gonna do it for the show, everybody. That's everything. Thank you guys so much for coming to
Yeah,
listen. This is fun. I love doing this, but I gotta get to work on these rocks because now that I have a push broom,
yeah.
I can't give any excuses.
Get to work on those fucking rocks, dude.
Dude, I fucking hate this so much. These rocks are so obnoxious. Like, my plan is to like get rid of all the rocks in the front yard for sure. Maybe pave like a little section to put my car in,
Yeah.
and then the rest of it be like fake grass or something. I don't know. We'll see.
You can go to gameoverse.com, gameoverse.com/twitch, gameoverse.com/youtube, gameoverse.com/discord, gameoverse.com/youtube. I'm going to put up some videos. We looked at some video games, guys, and we're going to put up a video on some video games, maybe 2 of them if you're lucky. So just wait for that. Be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient.
Yeah. Everybody, thank you so much. Be fun, be kind, be excellent to each other. And we'll see you guys all next week.